right, good evening, everyone. We are sitting here for the September meeting of the Athens Shade Tree Commission. Looking around, we have 3 of our 4, which is still a quorum. So enough to get through tonight. To start off, disposition of the minutes.
Motion to accept.
Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. We've got kind of a light night here. So just to kind of get through, really the only big thing that has occurred in the last month here was the Lincoln Street Pines. We had a little bit of an update on that. We talked last month about one of the residents there along Lincoln Street had reached out to us about some of the pines. They had one of them on the corner of kind of an unmarked alley there had been removed by the city, I think a couple months ago. And she was, kind of pointing out that the rest of them didn't look very good. So last month we'd kind of talked and said that, I'd went out there and one of them did look like it was dead. So I had kind of said that we should move ahead removing that one. She'd reached back out, I think earlier this week, and said that another one was dead. So she had emailed or CC'd Kurt Mail on that, and he jumped right on it and said, we will take care of it. And sounds like they are planned for either this week or next week to be removed. So I certainly know that one of them was dead, so they will do the best they can to see what needs to be taken out there. So that's all we've got for that. Really all we've got tonight is just to cover some of the old stuff. So one of the big updates is on our OD&R grant that we submitted just a couple weeks ago. We'd heard back from Ann Bonner that we may be getting thrown out of consideration kind of right off the bat. There was a requirement to have some sort of resolution from City Council if it was a local government applying. We got a letter of support from City Council, but not a voted resolution. So Ann kind of put up a red flag and said, you might be out of consideration for that one. So we have not heard anything back officially on that. We are hoping to hear something pretty soon if it is thrown out. If it is, hopefully we can get kind of remedy that, patch it up, see if we can get it run through City Council relatively quickly. But we'll have to wait and see. Other than that, we also have some updates from our BioBlitz. So if you guys can remember the BioBlitz we had in the spring, in addition to a public education event, was also kind of built around the idea of scraping iNaturalist for inventory data that we could put into a street tree inventory. That is a lot bigger process. And, one of our student volunteers, Eva Miller, has kind of took that on. She was kind of the person that suggested doing the BioBlitz in general. She was, I think, abroad all summer on a, I think she was in England or Scotland or something. So she was a little busy during the summer, but she's currently taking a GIS class at OU, and so she's kind of doing this as homework for that as well, kind of tidying it together. So we'll see what she comes up with. She got in touch with me a couple of weeks ago and said that it's still coming down the pipeline, so we'll see what we can get out of that, which would really fill in some gaps if we do not get this OD&R grant. We also have some updates on, not really updates, but sounds like there is going to be some sort of publication about the proposed code changes to the Shade Tree Commission. This was probably going to come out through the Indy. It sounds like we were interviewed. So haven't heard anything from the city, either Andy Stone or Dave Riggs or anyone about moving forward with it at all. I've been a little bit swamped, and I think the city kind of has been in a lot of different departments too. So we will kind of see what occurs there, but we're just no big changes right now. And then finally, just another plug for our Arbor Day celebration. We will be doing that tree planting along the bike path right off Stimson around the new gym. Sounds like we're pretty decently coordinated with the Parks Department. Sounds like we have the hand tools, the prep work. Things are pretty squared away. We have our tree list updated, and I believe our order is submitted to Menards, so we should be basically all on track. Now that things are kind of clear cut, keep an eye out. We'll probably be making a Facebook and give polls or some sort of event to share around to get people invited. And that's all I've got.
Is the Arbor Day, that's the Parks Department there, or who's gonna do the Facebook event and stuff?
So we'll probably do it through the city, like the city
okay.
Facebook account. I think we can do that.
And with Guild Pulse too? Do they have one?
I don't know.
I think so. I think we used it for the BioBlitz as well.
Okay.
Because it also captures like volunteer waivers and stuff like that pretty easily.
Oh, that's right.
Actually, maybe we didn't do it for that.
Well, we did have
BioBlitz.
volunteer waivers because Amy Brink sent them to us.
Yeah, that's right.
So we should probably get those together again for this event.
I think I still have a big stack of them
Oh,
in my
okay, cool.
office somewhere.
What was it, like a camera one and then a minor one?
Yeah. Well, I think it was like a media release, and I think it was like a safety release as well because we were walking around in case someone tripped or something.
Okay. Yeah, we should put that on our list.
So I will talk to you guys behind the camera here after this. Make sure we get that all set up. Anything from the rest of the commission?
Not for me.
I had a great community meeting last Friday with some folks doing rain gardens on the area around Kindred. And Teresa Caldwell from the Soil and Water District came, and she brought the list of recommended plants, trees from the commission, which is great. It's good to see people doing this kind of plantings. One of the things she flagged, two things came up that I wanted to ask the group about. One, people seem to think that Shade Tree Commission is going to block people from planting trees or require that we vet trees. And I said, as far as I know, that's only, business related, that, we're encouraging any and all, most any planting you want to do.
Yeah.
We're not a restrictive body. But I thought I would ask. And the other thing the group asked, apparently some of the plants on the recommended list are not actually native. As they asked, why that was, and should we edit that? So those are my two questions.
Yeah, so in terms of approval, I think we do have to approve them because, we have to approve plantings if they're done in the city right of way. Just like for, I don't know, because the city then has to maintain them.
Sure.
I love when people do it, and it's kind of a pain. But, all we're going to do is help if somebody puts forward an application of, making sure it's cited correctly, making sure that it's the right, a good species for where they're going to plant it, stuff like that.
You're talking about their private yards, for the record, not
Yeah,
us.
private yards, as long as right of way is messy. Right? Usually we don't always know where it is right off the bat, so it's good to run it by us, I guess. You don't necessarily have to come in and talk to us or whatever, but if it's within 10 feet or so of the street, that may be in the right of way, depending on where you're at. But other than that, we want to be a resource, not an obstacle. So if anyone wants to plant a tree, if anyone wants advice, we have some certified arborists here on the commission, and I'm always happy to help people or point them somewhere if I don't have the resources to help them. And then, yes, the approved tree list is pretty old. I've looked through it. I don't think it even has all the natives that you could plant on it. And it definitely has some non-native ornamentals. So that is the reason why we see some of the less ideal ones planted around, like the, what are they? The ones there by this little parking lot. Right between the bars on Court Street that have all the little seed pods on them.
Oh.
Blanking on them.
We just talked about these the other day.
I know, Golden Rain Tree. They are still on the, these, they're all cited and non-invasive. But yeah, it may be worth our time to relook at these, and especially with, as climate change approaches, there's a big list of approved assisted migration plants that, are kind of in like more in the south region that are now suited to coming up north. So that's definitely a good flag, Michael. So maybe we should start a commission or committee or whatever to do
I think it was a goal of ours to do it within the next year. After the grant was finished, I think Gene talked about kind of either spearheading it or being a part of fixing the list up.
Yeah.
Am I correct on that? Does anyone else remember?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I mean,
think,
if it isn't, we can
We'll
do
call
it.
Gene out because he's not here. But, yeah, I think we should relook at that list.
no, this did come up, I think, earlier this year, but yeah, it's kind of a big pickup. But it is something, certainly removing some of the less well-suited non-natives. Technically, this is the list of trees that may be planted in city right-of-ways. So, you don't want to make it too restrictive and take out every non-native, but some of the more annoying ones might be able to get on the chopping block.
Thank you.
When's
Yeah.
your next rain garden?
I would like to do rain gardens forever because I'm a big fan. We've done a lot with Steve Adams and Teresa, a lot of events. We had one at the community center in the late spring. I'm hoping we can get more momentum around that community-wide.
Will you let us know the next one? We'll go.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not going to speak
Yeah.
for them, but
No,
That'd be
I'll have to
cool.
reach out to Teresa too and make sure she's got my contact info and stuff.
Yeah, she's been appointed as some sort of. She got a grant to do more education stuff, which is great. And I think it's a little intimidating to think about, but they're not actually that difficult, and they're really attractive, I think. And there's a lot of great options. So yeah, I'd like to do more of that.
cool.
Definitely. Yeah, we are. Certainly with potentially losing this grant, we're looking at all different options that we can to fill in all the gaps of the things that we wanted to do. And education events are certainly something that we'd love to help with. We've got some expertise here and some great volunteers, I'm sure. So, anything else?
Not for me.
Nothing else going on, guys? All right. Well, that's all we got. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. I will see you guys next month.